Joe 200, how are you? Um, it's almost over. Okay, we have less than 2 weeks, and you will have been educated with probably, I would say, arguably, um, the best applied skill set to carry you through the rest of your life to ensure success in many ways. And just again to remind you of things that are coming up. Next week, April 25th is the midterm. Give yourselves plenty of time in advance to kind of review each of the topics. And what you do is we're going to get going here in a second. You just go into the assignments and remind yourself what was being done in those topics. You can look at the reading assignments and just know where to go, because you can have multiple browsers open all at the same time and know where to go to find the best possible answer. And that's, don't freak out with a multiple choice question. It's just all about, being a good attorney and kind of weighing the evidence and saying, okay, this seems like the best answer, So if you lower your stress on this, you're going to do just fine. I'll just give you kind of a little exposure to what's going on this. So this is, your semester here with spring 2019. I can flip back to this is fall semester 2018. So that was last semester. It's a 60-point multiple choice question, multiple choice quiz that you have to get done in 60 questions that you have to get done in 2 hours time. We see the median score was 53 out of 60, and the average score was a 51.46. So that translates into an 88 and an 85. And those are super high scores. If you had that kind of distribution in your other classes, you would be super excited. Yeah, certainly some people did poorly, okay, and in a 100% distribution, okay, down here, because they didn't do well. But you see the majority of the class is up here absolutely kicking ass, okay? So yes, so I'm just putting your mind at ease on that. Okay, so the very last couple of weeks, okay? The other thing, of course, you need to remember is you got to get your interview paper in, okay? So here's the interview paper, March 1st. Check it for originality, and we're really clear on that. And when you look in the rubric, okay? I think you guys have got it down now in terms of using Turnitin. Alrighty, so as we scroll through the weeks, we're down here into the last couple weeks, okay? So this is actually something that is super useful in terms of if you didn't talk to your grandparents or parents about it, you should be talking to them about it now, okay? Because this is something that you should be set up for, and it's not only for you, but really more for them, okay? And that's setting up what's called durable power of attorneys and living wills, okay? So what we're going to be talking about today, again, is this kind of this notion of advanced directives. Okay, so this right here is the advanced directive. Okay, durable power of attorney for health. Okay, so we talked about this earlier. Okay, this is like super important so that things don't get hung up in the courts. Okay, all right, and then we come over here. Okay, and we're looking at the financial durable power of attorney. So this is what's starting this week. So we had the health, and now we're looking at the financial. Okay, the importance of the health is you just you want to have your moral and ethical wishes honored. Okay, so that we live in a state, and there are a handful of states that you have the Dignity in Death Acts. Okay. And right to die legislation, okay, so that you can decide where and when you want to end your stay on Earth, okay? It is kind of a slippery slope morally and ethically. A lot of people don't believe in it, okay? A lot of states have not passed legislation, okay? This is a really super important week because we're looking at financial aspects, okay? So you can either go to the website or the PDF. We always have both. This takes you directly to the website, okay, and it goes over a financial power of attorney, okay. And the reason this is super important is you are basically setting yourself up. Your parents are setting themselves up. Your grandparents are setting themselves up, so that if for any reason they are incapacitated, I mean, it could just be an automobile accident, or God forbid they have a heart attack or a stroke. Life goes on outside the hospital, meaning bills need to be paid, and the mortgage needs to be paid, and rent needs to be paid, whatever it is that's going on. And if you have a durable power of attorney set up, then you, by nature of law, okay, and that's what this is. This gives you the legal right to be able to access your parents' bank accounts and take over their financial responsibilities. And because things lapse, and the consequences can be severe. From eviction when you're renting, to losing your house for not paying your mortgage, to having the lights, water, everything shut off in the house because of nobody is paying the bills. Okay, super important. Okay, so it's just a lot of legalese terms. Okay, the durable power of attorney is something that is done in advance. It's by far the best one. This one is a slightly different one, the springing power of attorney. Okay, it has to be triggered by an event, whereas this one is the second capacity. It's filed with the court system. The second capacity is questioned. Boom, you're in, and you can start taking over. Okay. You want to choose a good agent, okay? The best thing is a family member that you can rely on, okay? Oftentimes people live alone. They don't have a family member. So there are professional fiduciaries that are out there that can be hired to take care of this stuff. You have to be very careful, okay? Because unfortunately the world is rampant with people that will financially abuse elders. They take advantage of their situation. Okay, so this is just a matter of going through and looking at all the different aspects of this concept of durable power of attorney, financial and health. Okay, so I really encourage you to kind of read through these things. All right, so that's what that's all about. We then come down here and we can look at the discussion. And a lot of this is just bringing together many of our weeks of work. We know that we have a growing population of older people, okay? We know that with respect to the older people, the oldest are surviving, and their numbers are becoming so numerous. And this is, when you are going to be around and you're going to have to deal with it. And there's going to be this enormous housing crisis, okay? And there's a kind of a differential between owners and renters, and we're going to go through that, and the distribution of funds in terms of housing, food, healthcare, savings, all this that we've been talking about that is not equitable across populations. Okay, so this is again, we have a PDF file on this right here for your discussion. And then we also have the website, which is pretty awesome. Okay, and if and I want you to think hard about this in your discussion. So we've already gone through the demographics. You know what's going on. You know what's coming. This particular part right here, where you're gonna start and you're gonna look at financial security. It is kind of mind-blowing when you start looking at some of the numbers, it's, to me, this is where you just look at these values and you're like, how do people live, We look right here. This is talking about the lowering in assets and available income as people go from 55 to 59 versus young, slightly older middle age, and how there's a tendency for a decline. Then you look at here, households over the age of 80, okay? The median, meaning the midpoint, is only $25,000 a year. You guys know what rents are in LA, $2,000, $2,500. How do people live, okay? And nearly a quarter of these people in this age group are living on $15,000 a year. How is that even possible? Okay, um, and um, and then I'm a very graphical person. You start looking at who's being hit. Okay, so we look at incomes of all households. Okay, and how much household types, how they drop with age, and we see a lot disparities across the age groups. Okay. Alrighty, so we look at 50 to 54. We look at this group, and you just see this median household income. It's just declines with age, and it's also ethnically different. Okay, we see the likelihood of it being a burden. Okay, renters, okay, are burdened much more than people that own. The financial burden of paying rent. People that can own a home are better off, and oftentimes, somebody like me, I have a 5-bedroom house, and my mortgage is $1,700 a month. I know a lot of people that have a studio that pay $2,500 a month. So the burden is much more on them than it is on people like me. Okay. All righty. Let's see here. Okay. We're looking at income levels, okay, and the amount of money that's being spent per month on just the essentials, okay. So if you're a person like me and you're not burdened, I have a lot more assets, so I can spend a lot more money over my age, in terms of dollars, $300 a month on food, on transportation. I spend a lot more on healthcare because I have better health insurance, and I spend more money in my retirement. And you look at people that are burdened, of course, they're going to have less assets available to them. So this is basic economics right here. This right here is kind of scary for our business majors and economic majors, okay? And that rather than, as people are getting older, having the value of their home be far greater than the amount they're paying in their mortgages, it's actually gone the other way. So the loan to value ratio has been going up and up and up and up and up. Okay, this is through 2010. Now, times change. Okay, there was a major race up in value that went up to 2007, and then we had a major crash, and now we've had a major race up in value again. Okay, so but this is something that you have to consider, because that is people's nest egg that they really rely on, and if this ratio is upside down, then they could be in trouble as well. Okay, awesome. We're looking at right here the rapid growth of renters, okay, that need more and more housing assistance programs, and you can just see here we're looking at millions of people, and this is what's going to be thrown into your guys' laps. Okay, 2020, 2030, when you guys are adults. This is going to be the housing crisis. Okay, so I'm done with that, but I just want you to kind of access that. We also provide for you down here some more information to consider. Again, this is a survey course, so we could spend an entire semester looking at elder issues that with respect to housing and elder abuse. And so we just wanted to expose you to elder abuse. This is the LA District Attorney's Office. It's an hour-long video that just talks about safeguarding seniors, not only for financial elder abuse, but there's neglect, there's physical elder abuse, there's psychological elder abuse, and what kind of rights you have. So this is the DA, for those of you that's yourself becoming lawyers, that talks about this, okay? It uses some statistics about elder abuse in the United States that you can just quickly look at. And then we see, like I was talking about, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and of course the number one is financial abuse. You sift through here and we can look at the prevalence, okay, and that's how we sample the entire country, how many are experiencing it right now, and we see that old people don't report it. because they're disenfranchised, they're disconnected. Okay, so it's a very cool set of bits of information. This is from our very own website that that you can access by clicking right here. So I encourage you to go in and check this out. We have a great program that looks at elder mistreatment and elder abuse. So and I would, if you know somebody that's going through it, I would encourage them to look through that as well. Okay, awesome. All right, so don't forget, okay, when it comes to your paper, it's all pretty straightforward. We click right here. We're going to scroll down to the paper, okay. We have lots of frequently asked questions that can help you. We have the rubric that we use in grading the paper, okay. Just make sure you follow the rubric, make sure you connect the dots, okay. We have all the different steps that we've kind of lined up here. Here's some sample questions, but you don't have to stick to this. You can do your own questions, okay? I just want you to have a good time with it. My suggestion, okay, on this, again, and I mentioned this before, is what you should really do is take out your phone and you should videotape your parent or your grandparent when you're making this paper, okay? And go beyond. I would ask questions about family culture that only they know, because I have experienced this, my wife experienced this. You know, my mom died 3 years ago. My dad died, let's see, Matt's about 16 years ago. Julie's mom died last year. And when they die, oftentimes all of the ancestry, the culture of your family dies with them. And so it's great. I did have a chance with my mom to do about 2 hours of videotaping, asking her questions, everything under the sun. And it was really, really cool because it really gave me a great perspective of what her life was like and my family roots and so stuff that I can now pass on to my children. And hopefully will keep perpetuating through my family's line. All right. Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this aspect of the course, and we will see you again soon.